once again, gentle folks. Thank you for joining me for another video for your French Ligue predictions and betting tips. I hope you had a wonderful World Cup and you managed to win a lot. Yeah, thank you for joining me once again. Remember to spread the word about the channel. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell when you do so. Alright, then let's jump straight into it. And for this game week, we're going to start with ISCO versus Angers, and we're going to start here. And for this game, I'm going to take Angers to win. Both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predict scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Angers. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take Angers to win by a goal, but based on the predicted scoreline, I'm going to have to take a draw on the three-way system. Alright, so recapping predictions for ISCO versus Angers. I'm expecting Angers to win here, yes, and both teams to score as well. And in terms of a combination / double chance bet, I'll say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Angers, I believe. And in terms of the handicap system, three-way handicap system, that is, I'm going to take a draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for ISCO versus Angers, and now we're going to move right along to our next game, Boys versus Nanes. And for this game now, I'm expecting here both teams to hustle, yeah, and I'm going to take Nanes to win here. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say no. And in terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 1-0 victory for Nanes. And in terms of handicap system, I'll go with the three-way system, that is Nanes to win by a goal, but we'll have to take a draw here based on my predicted scoreline as well. Yeah, so recapping predictions for Troyes versus Nanes. I'm expecting Nanes to win here and both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 1-0 in favor of Nanes. And in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take Nanes to win by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw here based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, folks. So let's move along to the next game, and the next game will be Angers versus Monaco, and this should be a really good one. Angers versus Monaco. They have been in good form all season long. It's not going to be easy against Angers, and so this should be an interesting one. I'm expecting both teams to score though. And in terms of combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, now this is where it gets very tricky. I'm telling you the truth. Predicted scoreline for me in this one, I'm expecting goals here. Also just expect Monaco to win, but I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close, I do believe, and so therefore I'm going to take here a draw for starters. Coming back and not all the fresh, so we're going to take a draw here. Alright, so in terms of who should win here, yeah, I'm going to go with a draw here. Yeah, expecting both teams to score. Recapping predictions, both teams to score. And in terms of a combination bet, if you want to take one, I'll go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me though is 1-1, and I think that we're going to have a draw. Yeah, so let's move right along into the next game, and the next game will be Clermont versus Lille. And so Clermont versus Lille here, I'm expecting this one to be a battle. We expect Lille has a good side, has a good team, but you never know. They haven't been striking much. Yeah, and so let's just jump and look at the standing and see where Lille is. Well, Lille are in 7th, and Clermont in 10th. Right, so let's head back to head-to-head. In terms of predictions for this game now, I'm expecting here both teams not to score. And in terms of a winner, we're going to go with I'm going to go with a draw here. And in terms of a combination, you could go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 1-0 victory for Clermont. And in terms of recap now, I'm going to go for recap. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of results, I'm saying that we should have a draw here. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline is 1-0 in favor of Clermont, I believe. for this game, right? And so we're going to move right along to the next game, and the next game will be Brest versus Lyon. And for Brest versus Lyon, I'm expecting here Brest versus Lyon. Lyon, they are the stronger team, but haven't been very convincing, and that's the thing, yeah. And so therefore, I'm going to go with Lyon to win here too, even though they haven't been very convincing. Both teams to score, I'd say. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both not to score, both to score rather. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Lyon. In terms of the handicap system, you could go ahead and you could take Lyon to win by a goal on the three-way system, but you're gonna have to take a draw, yeah, based on the predicted scoreline that I have here. So recapping, Lyon to win, both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Lyon. On the handicap system, three-way that is, I'm going to take a draw here, alright, basis being Lyon should win by a goal. So those are the predictions for Brest versus Lyon, and now we're going to move to PSG versus Racing Strasbourg. PSG with the new World Cup winner Lionel Messi, and also Kylian Mbappe, the guy that got defeated in the final, scoring 4 goals. Mind you, that guy is some hell of a talent, and I'm expecting him to move away from the French League on maybe in another 3 or 4 years, maybe less. Yes, he's one for the future. He's one of the guys that are going to take over from Cristiano and Messi in terms of leading the world in this football game. Yeah. So anyways, PSG versus Strasbourg, I'm expecting PSG to take care of business, especially being at home. They should win. Both teams to score, I'd say no. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline here, I'm saying here 3-0 in favor of PSG. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take PSG to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for PSG versus Racing Strasbourg, I'm expecting PSG to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 3-0 in favor of PSG. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take PSG to win this one by a goal, gentle folks. Alright, so those are my predictions for PSG versus Racing Strasbourg, and now we're going to move on right along into our next game, and this game is Lorient versus Clermont. Not Clermont, Lorient versus Montpellier. And for this game, I'm expecting here Montpellier, they have been awful for the most part. They had a really nice win earlier in the season. I think they scored 7 in that game, yeah. But apart from that game, they have been awful for the most part, yeah. And so the Lorient being at home, Lorient usually plays very well at home, so I'm going to take Lorient to win this one. And in terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say yes. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here expecting Lorient to win this one 2-1. Alright, so in terms of the handicap system, if you want to take something on the handicap system, that is, you go with Lorient to win by a goal. You take a draw based on a predicted scoreline. So recapping predictions for Lorient versus Montpellier, I'm expecting Lorient to win here, and I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. And in terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Lorient. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take a draw here. The basis being Lorient to win by a goal. Remember, we're using the 3-way handicap system, folks. Alright, so those are my predictions for Lorient versus Montpellier. And now we're going to move on to the next game. And the next game will be Reims versus Rennes. And for this game now, it should be an interesting matchup, I do believe. I think this one is going to end in a draw, so I'm going to take this one for a draw here, expecting both teams to score. In terms of a predicted scoreline, I'm going to say here we should have a 1-1 draw, and so therefore we're not going to have a bet on a handicap system. You should take a bet on a handicap system and suggest you go with Reims to win by a goal, but you're going to take a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for this game, I'm expecting this game to end in a draw, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying here we should have a 1-1 draw, yeah. And so those are my predictions for Rennes versus Reims. Alright, moving right along, and our next game will be Marseille versus Toulouse. And And for the Marseille versus Toulouse now, we're expecting here Marseille being at home to take care of business. They have been doing fairly well for the most part throughout the season, and both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. In terms of the hand, no. Let's give you my predicted score line before I jump all the way down there. Marseille to win 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, if you want to take a bet on that, I'd say Marseille to win by a goal. So recapping predictions for Marseille versus Toulouse, I'm expecting Marseille to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination / double chance bet, I'll say either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Marseille, and in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Marseille to win by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Marseille versus Toulouse. And now we're going to move on to the final game for this game week, and it is Nice versus Uns. Alright, so Nice versus Uns. For me, this should be an interesting matchup. Uns after a very good start. I think they're still in the top 4, just let me confirm that. Yeah, they're actually in 2nd place on 36 points. Yeah, and Nice sitting where all the way in 9th. Yeah. So in terms of this game, in terms of head-to-head, Nice has the head. Nice is ahead. Yeah, they have won 4 and Uns have only won once. Yeah, but this season is a completely different season, and for this game, I believe that we're going to have this one should end in a draw. And in terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say yes. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a scoreline, I'm saying we should have a 1-1 game here. Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, so recapping predictions for Nice versus Uns, I'm expecting a draw here. Expecting both teams to score yes. And in terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm saying here we should have a 1-1 draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for Nice versus Uns, and these are all my predictions for your French Ligue 1 for this game week. Hope you took your notes. Thank you for watching. Yeah, remember to spread the word about my channel. Click the subscription button, spread the word so that more persons can come in and take part in this and enjoy these videos too. Yeah, so thank you very much, folks, and have a great weekend and happy betting.